So I thought I'd run through my system, show you how it works. It is a NFT style system. It's not truly NFT, but it's not truly shallow water culture. As you can see, it's working reasonably well. These are just standard plant trays, 900 ml by 450, and then my custom-made LED lights, mixed spectrum, 5000K and 3500K, just on a piece of 3mm aluminium plate with a mean rail driver. Everything starts off in this reservoir down the bottom here. So this is 50 litres, and I use a 624 nutrient mix liquid along with air pump, so it aerates it, and then just a single line running out of the system up to the top tray, and then out of this line I've got my 4 feeds for the 2 side-by-side trays. In this, for easy dumping, I've got a tap in here that I can drain the tank so that I can do a nutrient change quite easily. So the water or nutrient mix comes up here, goes through this tray, gets to the end of here, drains down these pipes into the one below it, and then runs along and so on and so forth until it empties out the bottom. I've had reasonably good success with this over the last year for easy, since I built this last lockdown, one of these systems, much smaller, and then I've got a lot bigger now just because I want to grow some more. I want to get some seedlings started hydroponically for others, because otherwise you have to buy existing plants, wash the roots, and then they're still dirty anyway, so you could introduce some gremlins into your system, especially with what I'm going to do, which is deep water culture. This guy here is bolted, which is unusual. I'm quite surprised by that. So I need to find out what's going on with my nutrient, make sure that there's nothing wrong with that. And my light cycle is 16 hours. Output of the lights is average 250 to 300 ppfd across about 1.5 of these trays. So that's that one. This is just something I can easily get things going. I got some chilies down the bottom there, bush basil, oregano, goji berries, rocket, basil, and then coriander. And then for the kids, I started some pea shoots, and peas are going to be full-size peas, and beans, along with some cucumbers for my wife. So I start them all in with jiffies that I throw in this flood and drain setup that I've built. So again, 2 trays with a single reservoir. This is 50 litres as well. Pumps up through these outlets, overflows in these drains back through the system. I have a bypass down the bottom there, probably can't see it too well, just because the pump's so strong that it will water fountain out of this. It also aerates the water, so I don't actually need an air pump in this one, but I probably will put one on. The height is a lot higher, so same lights, but the height between here and here is higher, so the average ppfd is a lot lower, just so that the seedlings get a bit started and don't get too burnt. One thing I need to do though to stop them from getting, because you can see here these guys are reaching, so we can see that the panel finishes there, and then these guys start to reach when they start getting a bit long, so that's a sign that these should have gone over there probably 5 or 6 days ago. We've got 2 trays, one there's full of ghost peppers, back one's full of jalapenos. Got some tomatoes, so those are going to be cherry tomatoes, so they'll be little plants, so I can grow indoors. And then I've got some extra basil, because this it can be quite cold, and these tend to die off if the temperature gets below easy 12 degrees, which you can do out here, but everything seems to have survived. Yeah, so out here it's just a single room, like an outpiece part of my garage. I sealed the floor, and then I've also have an air purifier and a dehumidifier, and I had a heater out there, but I've now replaced the heater and the dehumidifier with this Cryptomine. It's working quite well for a heat perspective, and it's paying me to make heat rather than I'm paying it. So since I've turned this on, I haven't even had to have the heater on. We can see here that humidity is 47. I set it to 65. The dehumidifier hasn't even turned on since I put this thing out here, but average humidity out here could be up around 80. Just with the way that the water is exposed to everything. I was having a few problems with blight out here. Until I put the mine out here, I've had to actually get rid of this. Is my second lot of rocket, because I had to dump the first lot. They got blight or some kind of mold. So yeah, so that's what I've got cranking on out here. Oh, I was going to put a Dutch bucket setup where the Cryptomine is now, so it will probably move. And I've got these big boys under here, which are about 200 watts a panel, versus these ones here are about 44. So yeah, that will be for the tomatoes and the chilies once they get going. So I'll have to relocate that mine, so I will probably put that up top. So yeah,